7-second lag. I'm shocked. I've never seen a camera with such a massive lag, considering it's connected on my Wi-Fi network and obviously the app's on the Wi-Fi network. Let's try that again. Hi there, today I'm unboxing a wire-free HD smart security camera. So this particular one is by Blink. Details are in the description below for anyone thinking of purchasing. So this particular system is a one camera system, which is highlighted there. If we flip over the packaging, come around the back to highlight a few things. So two-way audio, 2-year battery life, obviously that's dependent on usage, day-night HD coverage, no monthly contracts, customizable motion detection, and works with Alexa. So let's open it up and see what you get in the packaging. If you like this video, hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon to turn on notifications. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and drop me a message, let me know what you think. If you don't like it, make it count by hitting thumbs down twice. Okay, so I've laid out all the items you get in the packaging, so let me quickly run through them one by one. You get a setup guide, and this is multi-language. Flicking through a few pages gives you the basics to just get this camera connected up. You also get a thank you card with support contacts, and that's multi-language as well. So if I open that up, you can see the other languages on there. Then you get a sticker to stick on your window just to inform people you have video surveillance in operation. You get 2 AA batteries with this, so the device itself isn't rechargeable. You have to put batteries in there. You get 2 screws to assist with mounting. You get 2 power bricks. One is for Europe and the other one is for the UK. You can see the connection points there, and the output on here is 5 volts, 1 amp. You get a power cable for the receiver box, which is down here. Build quality of the cable seems good, and the length of the cable is 90 centimeters, and it's USB to micro USB. You get 2 accessories associated with mounting the device, so that goes into position first, and then this sits on top of it. Then you can screw it straight in. In terms of adjustments, it doesn't easily move. You've got to push it down, and then you can maneuver it into position. Once you've got it into position, you let go, and it sort of locks in. So it's not too bad. Very different way of doing it. Not seen this sort of bracket before, but seems a good idea. Next we have a receiver for the camera. So very tiny in size. So 6.3 centimeters tall, 6 centimeters wide, and 1.7 centimeters deep. Just a USB and a micro USB connection point on there, and you can see connectivity lights there. A matte finish on the top, branding there, glossy finish over around the side, and coming underneath, a glossy black finish with some connectivity details underneath there. No rubber feet on this, just a note. Let's take a look at the camera. So in terms of dimensions, it's 7 centimeters by 7 centimeters, 3 centimeters deep. The device itself, it's all matte finish, so matte black all the way around, and the area over here, glossy black there. You can see the lens of the camera, PIR sensors there. Looks like the microphones over here together with an LED indicator. Coming around the bottom, looks like the speaker location. And if I come round, just spin it around just to show there's another connection points on here. Looking at the back, it says slide latch down, and on both sides it's saying lift cover off from bottom. So this is the latch, slide that down and then gently lift it off. And you can see the location where the batteries go in. So it's saying 1.5 volts lithium only. So not sure they're recommending to use rechargeables in here. Looking at the cover itself, you can see a rubber seal around there. So the camera is waterproof, can be used outdoor or indoor. And you've got a micro USB point there. Now looking on the back, if there's a small rubber seal there, if I open that up, that reveals the micro USB connection point. And looking on the cable there, that can plug straight in like so. Then you don't need to use batteries, you can power it directly indoors. General build quality seems okay, and weight wise, very light feel to it. Let's make a start at setting up this device. If I go to the Play Store and I search for Blink Home Monitor, that's the app we're after. So if I hit install, let's give it a moment. App's installed, let me click open. Next, you need to sign up an account, so just click create account, fill in your details. So let me enter my details off camera. I've entered in my details, let me click sign in. And that's what you're initially presented with. So this is the first time we're setting this up. So the option we need to go for is the Blink wireless camera system. So it says start with a sync module, then add wireless cameras. Click there. If you'd like to use the camera on your mobile device to scan the QR code, grant permissions when prompted, or you can enter serial number manually. OK to that will allow access to the camera, and just need to scan in the serial number. So the serial number is just behind the module here, so let me scan that in next. Now it's saying a system is a group of cameras that can be armed, disarmed and scheduled together. There is a limit of 1 sync module per system. So it's saying create a new system. I'll just call this Blink system, click next to that. Now we need to plug this in. So I've got one end of the USB cable plugged in to the power adapter, the other end's plugged in to the sync module. So let me just power that on now. Okay, so just had to wait a moment. Light here is flashing away blue and there's a steady green light just over here. Now I can click Discover Device. Now it needs access to location services, click OK to that. Now it's asking which Wi-Fi network to join to, so let me pick my test one here and let me enter in my Wi-Fi password off camera. Next let me click Join. Sync module connected successfully, let's click Done. Now it's saying tap to add a Blink device, click there, and now we can add in the camera. So if I click here, next we need to scan in the serial number. Serial number is just below here, so let me plug the battery in and get it scanned in. Serial number scanned in, now it's saying pick a system to add it to, and we'll just go for the one we've done, so Blink system. So now it's saying it's looking for the camera and it gives some advice on positioning the camera. So it says below, waving tree branches and shrubbery, the sun in the sky, vehicles or pedestrians in the distance, visitors approaching directly towards the camera, side to side movement is more easily detected than forward to back. So it's something to keep in mind. So let's let it add the camera in. Camera added successfully, click Done. Now it's saying get to know your XT2. Your new Blink XT2 camera includes speaker enabling two-way communication. Hold down the talk button during a live view session to talk, release to listen. Okay, we'll grant permission to the microphone. Recorded clips can be found here. Got it to that, take a picture, start a live view, arm your system for motion detection, and that's it. Now the system's set up, let me show you around the app very quickly. So coming in here, you've got settings. This is where you can rename the camera. So I've called my one Camera 1. One thing a little bit odd on there, if I click on there, make a change for instance, and then click Done, doesn't make any change until you come out. So normally I'd expect an OK button to confirm the change you've made, but this doesn't have that. Next we've got battery, and then we've got temperature, so you can enable temperature alerts on here as well. Coming back, motion detection, it's enabled at the moment. Then you've got activity zones. You can mark an area just by clicking on there, and again there's not an OK button. You literally come back and it saves the settings. So this means that if there's activity in the grayed out area, it won't notify you at all. So that's quite cool, it's got that. Coming in here and then looking in advanced, you can actually zoom in. So interesting they've got this. Some apps actually allow you to draw on there, but this one doesn't. Obviously you're just ticking a box in there. Next you've got trigger time. So it says it's 10 seconds at the moment, and it says time after a motion event during which the camera will not detect motion, reduced to have a shorter delay between triggers. So this will avoid a situation where you repeatedly get a trigger going off saying there's motion detected. So you can increase that, and you can see there 60 seconds is the maximum it can go up to. We'll leave it at the least value. Next is sensitivity, currently on 6. Then you've got clip length, and it's set to 5 seconds. And we can increase that to 60 seconds, and it says choosing a longer clip duration may impact battery life. So that's one of the things to note about systems like that. Since it's battery powered, to conserve energy, you've got to use it as minimal as possible. So hence why they're saying if you increase the recording clip length, then it's going to reduce battery life. Taking that back down again to 5 seconds, then you've got end clip early if motion stops. So you can turn that off if you wanted to. Next you've got night vision, off, on and auto. So this can be good. So if you can turn off the night vision, then you can actually place it indoors at a window pointing outwards, so you won't get reflection coming back. Then you've got infrared intensity, low, medium and high. Coming down below that, you've got enable microphone, so you can turn off the microphone if you wanted to. Then you've got speaker volume, one end is low, the other end's high. Then you've got quality, and in here you've got saver, best and enhanced. So let's flip it over to enhanced. And it's saying again, if you do change that setting, it could impact battery life. Then you've got status details here, last updated camera, to Wi-Fi, camera to sync module, firmware version, and then delete camera. And that's all there is in there. Now coming back and then clicking on sync module. So it says here sync module is online, gives a last status, time, and a firmware version. What does the sync module do? Your sync module is a hub for your Blink system. It manages your cameras and sends them commands and settings changes, so a good connection to your Wi-Fi is important. Next, you've got change Wi-Fi network, so you can click here to do that, help troubleshooting, and delete sync module. And that's it. As simple as that to get up and running. Now, looking below there, you've got disarmed and armed, and then clicking here, you've got any footage that's been recorded. So the good thing about this system, you get 120 hours of free cloud storage on this. So you may have noticed when I was showing the products, there is no micro SD card slot on the devices. So it's all cloud-based completely. So one thing to be aware of if you are going to go for a system like this is you have to ensure you've got a good stable Wi-Fi connection. If you don't, then the footage isn't going to get recorded. Obviously it records straight to cloud, and that's a limitation on the system. Clicking down below on settings, then it's got my account details on there, and that's it. Now clicking here initiates a live stream, and let's see what the lag times are like on this camera. So now if I quickly turn it, 7-second lag. I'm shocked. I've never seen a camera with such a massive lag, considering it's connected on my Wi-Fi network and obviously the app's on the Wi-Fi network. Let's try that again. Yeah, 6 to 7 second lag on there. So quite surprised about that. Now, if I click on hold to talk, test 1, 2, 3. So a nice loud speaker on there, so it's good. And if I saw anything happening, I wanted to hit record, I can just hit save. Okay, clicking here, you can mute the microphone so you can't hear anything going on. Clicking again, sound can appear. Click on there, saved live views will appear in the video list. So I've clicked discard, close on that. So that's to initiate record. And now if I click there, that'll take a screenshot. I am a little bit surprised by the performance. I did think it would be faster than this. Next, let's test out remote connectivity. So I'm on my Wi-Fi network. If I drop this down, turn off my Wi-Fi, give it a moment to connect to 4G, looks good. So if I now try live streaming, there it is up and running. And if I turn it very quickly, there you go, 7 seconds again, unreal. So there you go, remote connectivity does work, cloud-based connectivity on this, no ports to open on your router. So next, let me demonstrate the motion detection in action. So looking in the app, you can see at the bottom there's disarmed and armed. So to enable it, just click armed, give it a moment, and now it's armed. So if I now come out of the app and just put my hand in front of the camera for a moment, let's give it a second. It should hopefully pick it up and alert you. There you go. And if I click on that, go straight into the clip and you can see the motion that was detected. Now, looking down the list below, you can see the other recordings that have taken place and just highlighting the icon. So the icon there is like a camera icon, and that's where a record was initiated manually. And then looking up above that, you can see running man, and that's indication motion was detected. So clips wise, you can control, as I've shown before, looking in settings, going down here, you can see clip length 60 seconds. And we've got selected end clip early if motion stops. So that's a useful one to have. If there's no motion going on, why continue recording? So works well, it does pick up the action, but as you saw, there is a slight delay picking it up. So a few seconds went by before I was alerted on it. Next, let me show voice commands in action with the Echo Show. So my device is just over here. If I now go to the Amazon app here, come over here, skills and games, type in Blink, and that's the skill we're after. Now, what's quite interesting about this one is when you add in the skill, it'll ask for your username and password, which is standard, but in conjunction with that, it'll ask you for a PIN. So you enter in your PIN, it will link in with the skill. Now coming back here, looking in cameras, camera 1's here, and that's the Blink camera. You can see the details, you can't view it from here. Obviously you need a Echo Show to see it. So now if I say, show camera 1.
Okay.
And let's check out the lag. 5-second lag on there. So not a surprise, I've shown other cameras, they all seem to be slow with the Echo Show or even the Google Home Hub. So no surprise there. I did think in the back of my mind, perhaps since it's an Amazon product and you've got the Amazon device here, it will be quicker, but nah, it's no different from any other device. So there you got a 5-second delay on movement. So strangely enough, the Echo Show displaying it is quicker than the app. So the app was actually given 7 seconds for some reason, which is a bit bizarre. But in terms of performance, slightly better than some of the other cameras I've shown. So one I've shown previously actually took 1 minute literally to stream onto there. So that sort of delay is ridiculous. So this isn't too bad. From one respect, it is acceptable if you had a 5-second delay. So the next bit of functionality worth showing, if I now come out of here and go into the Blink app, you can see the system's disarmed. So I can say, tell Blink to arm.
I've asked your Blink system to arm.
Okay, so looking on the app doesn't look any different. So if we come out for a moment, go back in again, there you go, it's armed. So now, if I come in, alert should be working. There you go, clips come through, bit of a delay as you saw. Now I can disarm it as well. So if I say, tell Blink to disarm.
What is your Blink pin?
1111.
I've asked your Blink system to disarm.
So how cool is that? You can disarm via voice control, and that's where the pin comes into it. It'll ask for your pin. Now if I come back from there, go back in there, it's disarmed. So obviously the app doesn't update quick enough, which is not an issue, but obviously the facility is there to voice control. Now, it's a good idea. I'm not saying it's not, but obviously you're saying your PIN out loud. If other people hear it, they'll know your PIN. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Probably better to use the app to arm and disarm it. But functionality wise, good functionality. Streaming performance isn't too bad. And the fact you can arm it and disarm it just via voice control, which is really good. Next, just to show the camera working with the Amazon Fire Stick. So I've got the Fire Stick plugged into my TV. Now, if I take the remote, I can say, show camera 1. I'll keep the camera pointing towards the TV. Change source for a moment. Let's go back to the Fire Stick. And there you go. So if I quickly turn it, you can see the lag time. Yeah, 5 to 6 seconds on that. But just to note, it does work, and it does work well. You can see for yourself. Next, just to mention, the camera can't be used with the Google Home Hub. So if you're wondering if you can stream directly onto that, you can't. Reason being, obviously Google device is a competitor to the Amazon device, hence why they don't really support it. If you look in services, there's nothing available. The only thing you could do is if you use IFTTT, you can integrate with that, and that will enable you to arm it and disarm it, but you can't get a live stream going on there. Next, just to test out the picture and sound quality on the device so you can get an idea what the mic quality is like. So I'm at a 3-meter distance from the camera. I'll walk backwards just to give you an idea of what to expect and the sound quality to expect from the device. Picture setting, again, is at maximum, just a note, keep that in mind. Next, just to show the night vision quality, see for yourself, it's pretty good in terms of clarity. Seems very good. Okay, so you've seen the unboxing and setup of the Blink XT2. Excellent wireless camera here, very simple to set up and configure. In terms of functionality, I like the fact it actually comes with 120 hours worth of cloud storage. So there's no need for a micro SD card on the system. So no worrying about the fact if your card gets faulty or device gets stolen, it should grab in time. But obviously keep in mind the dependency is on your Wi-Fi service here. So if your Wi-Fi is unstable, I wouldn't recommend this system at all, because obviously there'll be a high chance that you'll miss vital points when you want it to record. In terms of performance, there is a 7-second lag using the app with the camera, which is a bit of a shock really, because most of the cameras I've reviewed, you may have seen the other videos, lag time is generally 1 second. So that's a big shock with this. And what's even more surprising, if you use the Echo Show to cast the picture directly onto there, the lag time's shorter, so that's 5 seconds, which doesn't really make sense. I'm using the same Wi-Fi network that I use with all other cameras I test, so that's a real surprise here. I like the fact you can voice control it, so streaming obviously works. You can arm it and disarm it as well, but keep in mind if you disarm, you're gonna have to say your PIN out, and if you've got other people around, do you wanna say it? And if, for instance, you've got a window open and you've said it, someone could hear you saying it. So other than that, a good camera, simple to set up, and love the fact it's got cloud storage included without the extra price to pay. But if you were concerned about your privacy, again, keep that in mind as well, because this is being uploaded to the cloud. What I would have preferred if I had the option of using cloud services or even putting a micro SD card into the sync module, for instance. So that would have been nice. So I would have had 2 options available to me, or 2 options to do both at the same time, record locally and record to a cloud. So for instance, if internet did go down, I'd have another copy on my micro SD card. So there you go. I hope it's helped anyone thinking of purchasing this. Details are in the description below. Thanks for viewing, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.